Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of my 5-part series of overcoming Black Friday. These videos are intended to take you through Black Friday to Cyber Monday, but really they can be used anytime as a little motivator for thoughtful shopping. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to become a focused shopper. In the past, I've been a very unfocused shopper, but in recent years, I've been trying to become, and I think I've become, a much more focused shopper. Focused shoppers basically have one general characteristic: they know what they want, and other things that are outside of that list don't tempt them. Because everything is better with a Venn diagram, I'm going to use one to depict the difference between focused shoppers and unfocused shoppers. Retailer A has this collection of items for sale. Person B has this list of wants and or needs. Where these two areas intersect, that is focused shopping. If you shop like this, you are crushing the sales because you can have your list and wait and wait and wait. And when Black Friday hits, you can get that item on sale. When Boxing Day hits in Canada, you can get that item on sale. When the Sephora VIB sale hits, you can get that item on sale. You know what you want and you're willing to wait for the best price to get it. An unfocused shopper can also buy that area of intersection, but they might add a few things from the outside area, things that aren't on their list that retailer A is offering up. So that's the difference between focused shoppers and unfocused shoppers. Because focused shoppers stick to their lists, they don't bring as many impulse purchases into the home, and as a result, that generally means less clutter and less spending on things that they hadn't planned for or budgeted for. The other reason you want to become a more focused shopper is that unfocused shoppers are more susceptible to fear-based sales tactics. So if something is limited quantity, limited time on sale, deep discount, those types of sales and marketing tactics are fear-based, and they prey on your fear of missing out, your FOMO, the dreaded FOMO. And as you may know, if you tend to shop out of fear or any sort of negative emotion, you tend to buy more and then regret it later. Let's get started with the tips. Tip number 1, and you guys gave me this tip, it's a great one. It is to unsubscribe from all of those retailer emails. I did this when I first wanted to curb my shopping and stop the flow of new products into my household. I unsubscribed from all retailer email lists, and this was really helpful. I didn't know about the sales, so that psychology of missing out on a product that's deeply discounted, it didn't really impact me. As I got a handle on my shopping and as I became more of a focused shopper, I started resubscribing to a few email lists like The Body Shop, Well.ca, and that was really just to know when the sales happen so I could plan my staple purchases more carefully throughout the year. But I find I'm starting to revert back to my unfocused shopping tendencies where I'm tempted by a sale even though I know I don't really need the product. So for example, Body Shop right now is having 40% off, and I have lots of product as per my beauty inventory. That's the spreadsheet that I use to track product usage. So I know I don't need anything from the Body Shop, but yet I'm still tempted. That's when I know I'm starting to get back into my original tendency of being an unfocused shopper, and I probably should unsubscribe to that. A lot of my friends actually have a separate email address for junk type emails and marketing type emails, and maybe I'll start doing that too, but I'm not 100% sure yet. The second tip to becoming a more focused shopper is to not go window shopping, and that includes browsing on the internet. In the past, one of my favorite pastimes was to go to the mall and just look around and to see what was available. That is a big no-no if you are an unfocused shopper like me. I tend to get sucked in by shiny new things, and with those bright lights in a retail store, everything looks shiny. I just want to buy and buy and buy with really no regard for what is on my list, what I really need or what I really want. I have a beauty band tips and tricks video that I recorded ages ago, and in that video I do talk about browsing online and going through the motions of putting everything into your cart, and once you've gone through and selected everything, you go ahead and you close the browser and you do something else. That's a very specific strategy that does work for me, but if you're someone who will follow through to payment information and click confirm, then that's probably not a strategy you want to use. My third and final tip to becoming a more focused shopper is to have a list and stick to it. Each time you go shopping, whether it's to the grocery store or to the shoe store, buy only what's on your list and nothing more. You could buy less than what's on your list, but don't be enticed by items that you didn't think to purchase in the first place. This is difficult for me even with groceries and such. I showed myself shopping at the Chinese supermarket in one of my recent vlogs, and I picked up a jar of pickled vegetables, and I even said I'm going off list, and afterwards I regretted it because those vegetables weren't very good and they are still sitting in my fridge. That is definitely a lesson learned for me. Where I'm having trouble with this one is online shopping. When I go on a website that has a minimum spending threshold for free shipping, I always try to meet that minimum threshold. But what I've been trying to do recently is just buy multiple of something that I know I will use up. So for example, if I'm on well.ca and I need to meet that minimum thresholds, instead of going and looking for other things to buy like I used to, and that's how I accumulated this, that, and the other, like pineapple shot glasses. Now I just buy multiples of some of the things that I know I'll use, for example, tooth powder or dish soap, things that are staples in my household that I could potentially store a couple more of just to meet that minimum threshold. And it's a bonus, of course, if the item is on sale. So those are the tips for today. I hope you found them helpful. If you have been a focused shopper all your life, I know some of you are. I actually have a few of you in mind that are focused shoppers. I find that trait very admirable, and I hope to get there one day. So if you're joining me in today's journaling or thoughtfulness prompt, I'd like to focus on traits that we love about ourselves. So I would list off some traits that I really like or love about myself. And I find this is very difficult for me. It's very, very hard for me to find things that I truly love about myself. I couldn't even say it a moment ago. I said like instead of love, but then I added love after. I think Black Friday is a time where we all need to focus a little more on self-love. I find I beat myself up a lot if I want to buy something that isn't on the list or doesn't fit my criteria. Thank you so much for all the responses about the best things that happened to you yesterday. I really enjoyed reading them, and it injected a lot of positivity into my psyche every time I read a comment like that. The best thing that happened to me yesterday, I met up with a friend at a shop and she was trying to decide among 3 coats. Coincidentally, this was right after I had filmed and edited the video. I went to the store to meet up with her and I watched her try on the coats and I asked her questions, but not the 4 questions. I tried to ask questions that were helpful to try to determine which coat she was leaning towards. I started to sense that she wasn't 100% sure that she wanted to buy one of them. So I told her about the video I was filming and the series that I was planning, and she thought it was a really good idea. And then I said, "Can I ask you the questions?" And she was like, "Yeah, go for it." So I started, and by the second question, she had decided not to buy any of the coats. And I felt so happy in that moment. After leaving the store empty-handed, we went to check out 2 art exhibits together. Overall, we were really only together for about an hour or so, but it was really nice to have a little break in the day to see a close friend. Our conversation and our time together really lifted my spirits. It made me feel really happy and positive and optimistic. So that was the best thing that happened to me yesterday. It kind of involved shopping, but I like to say it involves not shopping. I'm gonna ask you guys again in this video, what is the best thing that happened to you today? Please comment down below and let me know. And if you want to add a few traits that you love about yourself, I would love to read those as well. Thank you guys so much for continuing to watch this series. I'm gonna have more for you over the next 3 days or so. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, please leave them down below. I will see you tomorrow in another video. Until then, please take care and bye for now.